Hello and welcome to my video. It's your host OT19 or Ultimate Gamer 19,000, and I'm here today to present to you all how to build the brand new 2024 Warlock. For this video, search, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So I think I want to begin with this video with going over the species, backgrounds, and then multi-classing. Now, let's just get right into the species, and I feel like I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but again, Aasimar, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Goliath, Human, and Orc are your best options for species. Aasimar and Dragonborn being able to get a fly speed is beyond broken for many reasons, especially for Warlock, because you can now just be in the air, Eldritch blasting the living hell out of your enemies. Dwarf, Orc, and Human for the more melee varieties of a Warlock, being able to pick up stuff like Tough with Human, or having the Orc's extra resistances and the bonus action dash that gives you temporary hit points, or the Dwarf having the worst version of the Tough feat, all very good and solid options. Against Elves, Wood Elves giving you an extra 5 feet of movement, plus Lung Strider and Pacific Trace are really nice spells, and Goliath, of course, extra movement and utility in the type of giant you are. And I feel like Human might be one of the more like reused species in the player's handbook, solely because backgrounds are so perplexing. And there is a little tech, I guess you could call it, on how to make any custom background. Basically, you just pick an old background from the 2014 Player's Handbook or any other source book, and basically you can fully customize it for yourself. But I know some DMs might not allow that because they're buzzkills and no fun. But yeah, overall, I think if your DM is one of the annoying ones that doesn't allow custom backgrounds or to like use old ones, whatever, just take Merchant. I think Merchant giving you lucky and you can increase your charisma constitution. Yeah, like I probably would rather like Tough for like melee varieties, or Entertainer again is a very broken one. But you know, or Alert, actually. Alert is a also very good one. But yeah, overall it kind of sucks because you don't really have much options, and Merchant probably is just your best one. So now for multi-classing, the Warlocks. I didn't really feel like mentioning it with the other ones, but with the Warlock, multi-classing is a very big part of the core identity. I mean, it sucks because again, as someone who has like made homebrew and made it balanced, in my opinion at least, I really notice that when it comes to breaking stuff, it's usually come to multi-classing, and that's why when I make homebrew, I always make my higher level features a little more broken than they probably are in normal D&D, solely so then you have less reason to multi-class, because I feel like a big problem with multi-classing is your earlier level features are so much more powerful than your high level ones. And yeah, these earlier Warlock level features are powerful, but again, taking one level of Warlock is still stronger and better than ever, and now every charisma-based caster should and probably can do it. Well, can and probably should do it. So yeah, that overall, I mean, again, expect seeing one level Warlock dips with Paladins, Icky, Bards, Sorcerers, I mean, heck, even Fighters. I'm gonna take a one level dip of Warlock and probably make it work in some way. I mean, yeah, picking up Hex for Eldritch Knights, or picking up Eldritch Blast for Eldritch Knights. I mean, yeah, so there's a lot you can do, and overall, yeah, it is pretty annoying that you are just, again, Warlock is like this center of multi-class, but you can't really do much about it, especially since Wizards of the Coast really doesn't really care. I mean, there is now, like, it is better to stay single class with many classes, but the power you can get from a level 1 dip of Warlock is just way too overpowered to really not consider it on almost every single build. So yeah, let's just get right into the subclasses because we've gone over all the other stuff. Next, for the first subclass, we'll be going over the Archfey Patron. I feel like originally the Archfey Patron was pretty bad. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a very recurring substance. Oh, to say what subclasses we have the Archfey, Fiend, Celestial, and Great Old One. No Hexblade, no Undead, which sucks because those are my favorites because they are the most powerful. But overall, I do think they just provide a really cool flavor in general. But yeah, I mean, those four subclasses definitely can work. Again, if you don't know, Pact of the Blade is now an invocation, so you can now use charisma attack with any subclasses. So I guess you're no longer limited to just being a Pact of the Blade, Hexblade, Warlock no more, because all these other subclasses can work in melee decently well, especially the Archfey, which I will be going into right now. Basically, the Archfey is now just so much more powerful. If you don't know all of their subclasses, the spell list they gave you, like how the cleric had, they are now always considered prepared, meaning you no longer have to take them, which was always such a weird thing to do. But yeah, now if your warlock spell list says Misty Steps on there, you now gain Misty Step, always prepared, and you can always cast it whenever you want with a spell slot, of course. Overall, good change. So weird how it was back then. I'm really happy that it's like this now. Now the Archfey patron, their spell list has only gotten one change, and it's at level 3. They now gain Misty Step, which is pretty nice. They now always have it prepared and can cast it for second up spell slot. But let's get into their first feature, which is really nice. Basically, this first feature is totally different from your third level one. From your first level one, I guess, because you do now gain your warlock subclasses at third level instead of first. You know, but yeah, now you basically can cast Misty Step equal to your charisma modifier times per day without expending a spell slot, which is super nice because now you can only cast one spell slot. You can only cast one spell that takes a spell slot per turn. So being able to just Misty Step whenever you want to is really good for melee based warlocks or even like Eldritch Blast warlocks that just want to get out of there and like maybe cast a whole person or a hypnotic pattern or whatever they want to cast, or a fly maybe. They gotta get out there. Overall, Misty Step is just a really good spell. But now, when we do cast Misty Step, we can add some new abilities to it, which is I'm really excited for because this subclass is really nice. Basically, when we cast Misty Step, we can give a creature of our choice 1d10 temporary hit points after we teleport, or we can force a creature within 5 feet of us of the space we teleport from that they have to make a wisdom saving throw or have disadvantage on attackers against anyone other than you until your next turn. This is pretty damn nice. I mean, with Misty Step, it does only have a range of, is it 30 or 60 feet? I don't remember. Let me actually pull it up here. What gets Misty Step Wizard do? But yeah, overall, that feature is just really nice. I mean, let's just say if you're right in front of the boss, you could straight up just teleport and cause them permanent disadvantage, which is very powerful. Well, not permanent, but I mean permanent for the whole turn. Yeah, 30 feet. Okay, so yeah, you'll be 30 feet away from the boss, and assuming you're next to your allies, they most likely will just be able to just tank the boss's hits, which is pretty nice. And also, just being able to give a creature 1d10 temporary hit points after you teleport is extremely nice. And the creature does have to be within 10 feet of you, so take that as you will. But yeah, overall, very solid feature, and you're going to be using Misty Step pretty damn often. Okay, so we can give out the 1d10 temporary hit points after we teleport. So I just wanted to note that. And you can only use one of these features once per Misty Step, which is weird saying. But I'm pretty sure you can give the temporary hit points to yourself if you don't want to. It says, or a creature. So I don't know if that includes, I don't think it includes yourself. It may. I'm not sure. But either way, it's being able to just grant temporary hit points to one of your allies is just very nice. Or just make the main enemy have disadvantage on everything, again, is extremely nice. And now, Misty Escape is our 6th level feature. Now it's fully different. It's no surprise. Basically, as a reaction, we can now cast Misty Step when we take damage. So, not if an attack is. So, we still have to take damage, but then we can just Misty Step to safety, which is very nice and very powerful. And also, we still do gain all of the super cool benefits from our 3rd level feature when Misty Step. So if an enemy were to hit us, we could Misty Step out of there and make them do a wisdom saving throw or face disadvantage, all as a reaction. Which most likely they'll probably switch to another enemy, to another of our allies, to just start attacking them. So now if they fail a wisdom saving throw, they will just have disadvantage, which is so damn cool. And also, this feature also allows us some extra little buffs, I guess, to our Misty Step. So basically, now when we cast it, we can do some different stuff. We can turn invisible into the start of our next turn, or until we attack, do damage, or cast a spell. That's pretty nice. So I mean, you could still attack with advantage if you did want to, or basically, within 5 feet of you, of the space that you teleported from, they must make a wisdom saving throw or take 2d10 psychic damage, which is pretty damn nice. I mean, again, being able to turn invisible is I mean, yeah, yeah, I guess if you are, because you are taking damage first. So if you're doing an enemy that deals like 40 damage to you, you can just bamp out of there, turn invisible, which I mean can be very nice, and then like just take a potion because it's the start of your and next turn. Well, and this is your reaction too. The start, oh, start of our next turn. Okay. Well, I get. Well, I mean, okay. Well, still, oh, I just want to note that all of these little buffs to Misty Step are not tied to casting with a spell. They're not tied to anything. If we use Misty Step, we can add one of these little buffs. I want to note that because that changes a lot. So yeah, the invisibility, I definitely do think if you're using it as a reaction, is probably not a very good option. 2d10. I mean, if you're facing like 10 goblins or something, really like low HP creatures, if you just like 2d10 can be enough to wipe out a horde of small creatures. It is only within 5 feet of you. Um, it says creatures, so I think this may also affect your allies. Wait, hold on, let me read the wording on the other one. And the three teleport forest creatures. Oh yeah, so okay. One thing you do have to notice is it seems that all of this Misty Step stuff you do can affect your allies. So that's okay. That's interesting. So you might want to be a little bit smarter when you do use your Misty Step, or you can just use the ones that buff all of your allies, or just make you invisible. Which I mean, isn't the worst thing. I mean, with Misty Step, it still can be used as a defensive feature. So just being able to teleport away. So I do think that yeah, like the ones that harm your enemies are like the stronger features. But since it can also harm your allies, that is a little But I mean, if you have a paladin with a high charisma, then I mean they'll probably see on the wisdom save anyway. So I mean, yeah, overall pretty nice features. Now at level 10, but Grinding Defense still makes us immune to the Charmed condition. But now when we get hit by an attacker, we can use a reaction to cut the damage in half and force the attacker to make a Wisdom saving throw or take psychic damage equal to the damage we take. So yeah, it's actually pretty damn nice. It does work similar to Warding Bond. I did heard someone point out. So yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, again, they do have to make a Wisdom saving throw, and you can't teleport away from them. So yeah, I mean, it's a good feature, don't get me wrong, but man, I don't like teleporting away might just be better. I mean, cuz I mean, yeah, you just like unless if it's like the last attack on a turn or like if an enemy can do 6 attacks and 5 of them already hit all your allies. Well, well no, cuz this is when you do take damage. Wait, hold on. Let me try to read because it's we use a reaction to teleport away from an enemy, right? Our cyclo feature. Let me read. Yeah, it says it. Wait, what school spell is Misty Step? Because if it's a certain school, from a certain school of spells, this might be a little. Oh, no, it's conjuration. Okay. Overall, I mean, it's a good feature. I mean, being immune to Charmed is nice, and it did get a small buff, but I feel like you may not use this as often as you. I mean, unless if the damage would just straight up just knock you unconscious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess if the damage would straight up just knock you prone, or just like knock you unconscious, I mean, then yeah, probably is a good idea to use that. Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. Alright, now our 14th level feature is pretty damn nice. Basically, we can when we after we cast an enchantment or illusion spell, we using that action, any spell slot, we can cast Misty Step as a part of that same action. With oh no wait hold on I read it wrong. Basically, when we cast a spell that's enchantment or illusion that takes a spell slot and is an action, as a part of that action, we can cast Misty Step with no spell slot. Yeah, that's that's pretty powerful. Yeah, wow. Damn, yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I mean, let's just pull up the enchantment and illusion spells for the warlock to see what they're working with. Enchantment and illusion. I mean, level one. I mean, Bane. They do get Bane, so I guess you could. Yeah, so you could Bane and then run this. I mean, Hex. Oh, you could Hex someone. Silvery Barbs. Oh, that's. I mean, nah, it's not reaction. Tasha's hideous laughter and then Misty Step away. That can be a good one. And Crown of Madness. That can be a fun one. enthrall, hold person, and then miss. Well, no, I guess because it has a range of 60 feet, so I'm assuming if you're like 30 feet away from a creature, you could cast a hold person, then misty step right up to them. So then on your next turn, if you're like a melee based warlock, you can just start digging into them. Warlocks get hold person, right? I hope I don't look like an idiot here. I don't. They do get hold person. Everyone gets hold person. Tasha's Mind Whip, Suggestion, good spells. Insight, Insight Great can be fun. Um, hmm. Fourth level. Oh, Charm Monster, Dominate Beast. Ooh, Dominate Person, Geos, Hold Monster, Modify Memory, Synaptic Static. Oh, there's some good ones here. There's some good spells here. With now the Illusion spell, I guess this guy. I guess being able to disguise stuff in Misty Step would be nice. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, it would be, because you can just, like, oh, yeah, because maybe if guards know you're at a certain position and you're just able to turn to someone else and then just Misty Step out, that's actually, yeah, it's actually really nice. But, oh, Blur and Invisibility, Mirror Image, oh, my Shadow, oh, hold on. These are some nice combos. Hypnotic Pattern, Fear, Major Image, oh, that's a good one. Greater Invisibility, okay. Actually, there's some pretty damn nice ones here. Okay. I mean, Simulacrum, which I don't think you can cast that in combat, but you can do Simulacrum. Alright. That's an interesting one. But yeah, overall, I do think the Archfey Patron has received some massive buffs all around. And overall, I'm very excited. I think for melee-based Warlocks, I don't want to say this is the best option, but this is definitely a nice one. I mean, just being able to bamp everywhere. Just like, yeah, because this is teleportation. That's all it is. And also, with the Mystic Step, it can also, like, do one of the fun tricks you have. So yeah, overall, it's just making Misty Step, which is a second level spell, very powerful. Which honestly, I do very much like, because, I mean, Archfays are tricky. They're tricky to get a hold of, and, so I think at the end of the day, this really does fit the chaotic flavor that the Feywild usually has, where it's like, you're just everywhere. Like, you can never stand for one place, like, at all. Like, you're just, which overall, I think is pretty cool. Now, we have the Celestial Patron Warlock. And yeah, now one of the only differences with the spells is that we no longer get Light and Sacred Flame cantrips. Not a massive loss, and honestly, I think I'll take it. Now, for our spell list, we now get Summon Celestial instead of Flame Strike, which is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. Summon Celestial, of course, is a pretty nice spell. I mean, yeah, overall, yeah, I just think it's good. Now, our first and sixth level features are completely unchanged to my knowledge, which, eh. But now, our Celestial Revelation feature now grants us temporary hit points when you use your Magical Cunning feature, or when you finish a short or long rest. Otherwise, it's the same feature. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, your Magical Cunning feature. Actually, let me pull up the D&D Beyond article, or switch tabs. Here, Magical Cunning is when you can regain one of your packed magic slots, which this is your 10th level feature, so you're still getting just that one. Yeah. I mean, you do get Summon Celestial, which Summon Celestial is a nice spell. Actually, let's pull up the Summon Celestial spell. This is the 2014 version of it. But either ways, it should clerics get some Celestial, right? They got to. They're clerics. Come on. Yeah, they got it. Alright. Let's pull it up here. I mean, you can get Radiant Bow. That's Radiant Mace can do some nice damage, and grant some temporary hit points. Healing Touch. Also, do get a Fly Speed too, which is pretty nice. And if you pick the Defender, you can get a pretty nice armor class. This is a 5th level spell, so that would be, why is my brain hurting? This is math. 19. A 19 AC can be nice. Like a level 10. I mean, you're level 9. You can afford 500 gold. Overall, I think Summon Celestial is a good feature. Overall, it's a pretty solid one. Well, not it's featured spell. Summon Celestial. I mean, also, it just makes sense. You have a pact to Celestial being. What do you mean they can't send you some angels to protect you? I don't know. Yeah, overall, I like it. And now, a Celestial Revelation around that. Now, our 14th level feature, and Priest Steering Vengeance, is the same, but now I got a decent big buff when yourself or an ally is about to make a saving throw. So yeah, overall, okay, I kind of worded it weirdly in my notes. I just realized that. So let me go to the original feature and hold on, because I worded it very poorly in my notes. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, so the original Searing Vengeance feature is, when you make a dex saving throw at the end of your turn, you can spring back to your feet. Oh, that's nice. Hold on. You regain half hit points equal to half your hit point maximum. You stand up if you're. Oh my gosh. That's not. Now it's you or not. Oh, okay. Now we're cooking with gas here, boys. We're cooking with gas. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, we're cooking with gas with that feature. That's a very power. I mean, it is 14th level. But that's a powerful feature, man. It is once per long rest, which I do fully understand. But that, yeah, we're cooking with gas with that feature. Searing Vengeance. Whoo, that's big. Yeah, that's nice. That's a very nice feature. They do have to be within 60 feet of you, though, which is meh. But yeah, they're cooking with gas with that feature. Alright. That is it for the Celestial Warlock. Overall, I think he had some nice changes. I still believe that the Archfey probably is better. But I mean, I think the Archfey so far is the best Warlock subclass. But we still do have the Fiend and the Gulock, the Great Old One patron. Yeah, let's just see how those two compare. Now we got the Fiend Warlock. So now they get some changes. They now get Suggestion instead of Blindness and Deafness for their spell list. And at level 9, they get Flame Strike and Geos instead of Insect Plague. Uh, and then they don't get how long? Okay, I put here they get 3 spells. I must have mistaken. Pretty sure they get Geos. I know they get Flame Strike. No, instead of Flame Strike and Hollow, they get Geos and Insect Plague. Sorry, I just read it wrong. Forgive me. So yeah, Geos is a good control spell. Insect Plague, however, is kind of meh. I don't know. I've never seen anyone mention Insect Plague. Geos is nice, I guess. I mean, Flame Strike. Flame Strike is kind of like a worse. I mean, Flame Strike did get a significant buff. Don't get me wrong. So honestly, I think a buffed Flame Strike, I'd honestly I mean, Hollow can be situationally useful. Hollow's really good for like a protect the village type of like battle. I don't know. I'm a little indifferent about that. So now our Dark One's Blessing is it okay? Our what used to be our first level feature that is now our third level feature. Let me get the name for it. I'm pretty sure it's Dark One's Blessing, but I feel like that was whatever. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Dark One's Blessing. Dark One's Own Luck. Get my features confused all the time. Dark One's Own Blessing basically is now like Baldur's Gate 3. When anyone else within 10 feet of us reduces an enemy to 0 hit points, we can now, gain the temporary hit points. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Overall, just a buff. It's like how it is in Baldur's Gate 3. And the Baldur's Gate 3 version is very powerful. So this might be good for melee-based warlocks. Just being able to gain so many temporary hit points definitely is nice. And now with Dark One's Own Luck, it's now changed to be Charisma modifier times per day, which is so much better than just once. And now with our 10th level feature, which was Fiendish Resilience, we now just gain proficiency to that damage type, and it ignores the whole magical weapons, silvered weapons. We just now gain resistance to the damage type of our choosing. None of that. Oh, it's basically the same feature, but you ignore all of that weird verbiage about magical or silver. Yeah, just ignore that, and then boom. And now through hell, which used to be a very funny feature to me, just sending someone to hell. It is no longer. It got nerfed. It is now a charisma saving throw, and it deals 8d10 damage. But good news, you can use it more than once if you spend a spell slot. I mean, it's there. I won't say it's bad or anything, but it's there. I do definitely think the Fiendish Warlock is a nice one, but I don't know if I'll be I mean, still, the Archfey is just so nice, man. The Archfey, just being able to teleport everywhere as the Archfey is just really nice. I think the Archfey genuinely might be the best Warlock subclass, in my personal opinion, but I still haven't gone over the Goo subclass, the Gulock, so maybe the Gulock can actually blow my brains. And now, for the Gulok's list, we get Hunger Vidar at level 5, which is pretty cool. I don't know what spell replaces it. Hmm. Let me see. I think sending. Yeah, they act sending to get Hunger of Hadar or Hunger of Hadar. Eh. I mean, I like sending. Also, I kind of wish they got rid of clairvoyance. Yeah, I would have rather sending and Hunger of Hadar. But you can't always get what you want. So yeah, at level 7, instead of getting, we can now gain Confusion, Summon Beast, instead of Dominate Beast and Edward's Black Tentacles. Honestly, you should probably just get Summon Admiration and Edward's Black Tentacles. I don't know. Confusion can be a cool spell. I mean, summon aberration. Oh, I just can't speak today. Summon aberration can be very powerful, especially with the later subclass features. But yeah, we'll get into that a little later. Dominate Beast and Edwards. I mean, Edwards is kind of Hunger of Hadar, but a little worse. Dominate Beast, that does suck losing, especially for Confusion. But overall, I take it. At level 9, we get Modified Memory instead of Dominate Person. Ugh, that kind of sucks. Dominate Person is just one of those really fun spells. Yeah. At level 3, our Awakened Mind feature got buffed, so now we can keep our telepathic link alive as long as you're within a number of miles equal to your charisma modifier. It does cost a bonus action to establish the link, however, but trust me, you'll see why it takes a bonus action later on. And also, now we get I'm pretty sure this feature is also at 3rd level. Yeah, it is at 3rd level. Basically, no, I think it's at 6. I don't know. I didn't have it listed down. But we do also gain a feature, which is either a 3rd or 6th level feature, where basically anytime we cast a Warlock spell that does damage, we can change that damage to psychic damage. That's pretty nice. And also, when we cast an enchantment or an illusion spell, we do so without verbal or somatic components. Like basically how the old subtle spell worked. Overall, pretty damn nice. And now, Entropic Ward is gone and we now have Clairvoyant Combatant. Now when you use your Awakened Mind feature, you can force the creature to make a Wisdom saving throw, or they have disadvantage on all attack rolls against you, and you have advantage at attack rolls against them. You can do this once per rest, or if you spend a spell slot. This is really damn nice. Very powerful feature, and now you can definitely tell why it's a bonus action, because at 6th level, it just becomes so much stronger. Yeah, overall pretty damn solid, and I do definitely like it. Yeah, wisdom. I mean, it isn't concentration either. It's just boom. So I do definitely think for melee based warlocks, I do think this is a good pickup. And yeah. So now we have our, I think this is our 10th level feature, I'm pretty sure. Eldritch Hex. Yeah, this is our 10th level feature. And this says we always have the Hex spell prepared, which is very nice. And when we cast Hex, the chosen ability score that they get disadvantage on ability checks from now gives disadvantage on the saving throw. That's a feature. Holy, that's a feature. Wow. That's very powerful. If you combine that with like some of your allies, oh my gosh. I mean, if you have a battlemaster fighter that can just knock people prone, disadvantage on like, I think it's just strength save to knock someone prone. That's just nice. I mean, also some of your allies, they can abuse that very well. I mean, your sorcerer, oh my gosh, your sorcerer friend can abuse the ever living hell out of that feature. I mean, your wizard friend can abuse it. Your bard, oh yeah, bards. Oh my, yeah, this feature's disgusting. I feel like hexing wisdom now is gonna be a very common thing you hear people say, and also I feel like most people have played at a table where they thought that hex also affected the saving throw. It's so I do definitely like that. That is just now there. I mean, I feel like it's one of those like community things that a lot of people got wrong, and I kind of just like it. Like, that's kind of like a little callback to everyone's like first time playing a Warlock or first time having a Warlock at their table and just thought, oh, Hex also did the saving throw, right? I don't know. I just think that's pretty funny. And yeah, now at level 14, we basically get potent summoning, meaning we can modify the summon aberration spell. I can't speak today. Now it no longer requires concentration, which is massive, and the spell duration becomes 1 minute, which I suck a little, but it becomes concentration free, and it gains temporary hit points equal to your warlock level plus your charisma modifier. I mean, that's very nice. And also, the first time they hit someone in a turn that is under your the hex spell, they also deal an extra d6 of psychic damage. Yeah, so now basically your aberration can now benefit from your hex, which I mean, and also, you can also summon a Mind Flare now as a part of the Summon Aberration spell with this feature, which is really nice. I mean, yeah, like I personally don't like Mind Flares. They just freak me out to my core. But I mean, yeah. But don't expect for like this isn't like the original Mind Flare that can stun someone. I'm pretty sure if you look at the original spell, they kind of just replaced one of like the selections for the Mind Flare. I don't know which. I think it was the Slammed it. Where is it? Summon Aberration. I think it was the Star Spawn. I think the Star Spawn is now the Mind Flare. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a Star Spawn. So now you no longer get a Star Spawn. You now gain a what is it called? A Mind Flare instead. So yeah, if you're not a Warlock, you can't summon the Star Spawn anymore because it's not a Mind Flare. So yeah, overall, I think the Gulak. Well, I mean the Gulak's good, man, but I think definitely it's not a contention of Archfey and Gulak. Those two, they're going band for band right now, and I think the Archfey might be winning. It's just man, the Archfey is so nice, man. But the Gulak is powerful. Oh, I don't know. It's a very close match. They are both obscenely powerful, and I do think the Fiend and Celestial gotta kick the bucket. They gotta poop themselves with this one. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, overall, I think every subclass got some meaningful changes, and I do think every subclass can definitely compete now. I mean, the Celestial Warlocks gain Aid now is very powerful. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the Celestial Warlocks do now gain Aid, a part of their spell list, which is very nice. Warlock Assassinate is a broken, and also I didn't go over the feats of the Warlock, honestly, because I didn't go over them because, again, it's so weird when it comes to these casters that can be both melee and caster focused. Like, it's just, yeah, take your Weapon Master, take any of, like, the martial based feats, take the spell cat. Like, I don't really need to tell you. I feel like most people usually know. But yeah, I mean, just take anything that can increase your charisma by one, or take something that can increase your martial prowess. Take whatever you want, really. Yeah, overall, I think the Warlock is looking and scaling to be pretty powerful. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's any tips or tricks or nifty things that you might have thought I left out, make sure to also leave that down below. If you have any questions or inquiries about 2024 and I can answer them, I will. So yeah, that's it. OT19 signing out. Peace.